but I'm not past due.
All Mark wondered needed was 4 tiny walls.
I'm not going to quit. I just wanted to follow up to see where we might be on this.
Little did he know he'd find himself running straight into one.
Nobody can reach nobody.
Back in May, Mark decided to upgrade his public storage unit for good reason.
My mom, she's 86, and she just moved back in with me as I'm taking care of her.
His rent went up. He had to pay the difference, $55.84, which he did unknowingly more than once.
I brought it to their attention the day that I moved in on May 31st that there was a double payment because their system had glitched.
There it is on Mark's bank statement. 2 charges on the same day for $55.84. Something you'd think would be pretty easy to sort out.
I've got to, pay a bill by June 7th, so I need you to please do me a favor and refund it. Our policy is we don't give refunds, but we can apply this to your next month's rent.
Despite the glitch, Public Storage wasn't going to pay him back.
They're like, well, we're sorry. We still don't do refunds.
Mark needed that money, so he asked his credit union for a chargeback on one of those 2 payments.
They're calling me saying, hey, you owe us money. I'm like, I looked at my app. I'm like, I don't owe you money.
Public Storage not only said Mark owed them $55.84. No, they now said he owed nearly $100 in fees because they suddenly had no record of that double payment.
But I'm showing it to you. Well, sorry, you have not paid, and we're going to have to auction your stuff off if you don't make your payment.
Public Storage locked his unit down, even set an auction date. Mark kept calling.
It's taken me 5 days to get to the escalation team to even talk to somebody there.
After 17 attempts,
I want to give you whatever other proof that you need.
He finally invited us along for the ride.
You will have to leave my property up.
Me? Because
Press is not on my property.
Steve on your side didn't give up either. We sent a lot of emails, never got a reply. Made a lot of calls, never got any answers.
You can't reach anybody.
But even if our calls didn't get us a response, they seemed to get Mark one.
The vice president of the Denver operations contacted me personally.
They let Mark back into his unit.
There's stuff I would have lost in here that I would never been able to get back.
And canceled the auction.
This is a piece of Interstate 70.
They waived all the fees.
Mom's Angels is just part of them. This is not all of them, of course.
Even credited him next month's rent for all the trouble. So what was the secret code to get through? We may never know.
This day would not have happened if it wasn't for the team at 9 News. Can't you just take a look at it in the first place? And if you see it's really wrong, handle it.
So Public Storage still has not returned our request for comment on what exactly happened here. So what should you do if you're in a situation like Mark and you're double charged? The first thing you do what Mark did. Go to the company, try to get their attention, escalate to a manager. Then, if you're still having trouble, take it to a consumer protection authority like the Attorney General's office, or even try posting an online review. You're protected if it's a truthful review. Everything is honest. Post it there because their public persona matters to them. They might respond to you and get back in touch. If not, reach out to us, Steve on your side at 9news.com. I'm Steve Stager, Steve on your side, 9 News.
I see so many of your stories, Steve, and just in my own life, living, that people, if they would just take a look at it, right, when someone calls, it could avoid so much nonsense afterwards.
And it sounds like this, and just based on the recorded phone call that we heard between the VP and Mark, it sounds like potentially there was a systems issue on the side of customer service, but this is just one of those areas where it seems like common sense. He's showing you a bank statement that says there were 2 things taken out of it. At least somebody just listen to it and try to get a resolution. And we often find sometimes it takes, the news to get involved.
But if you do it the right way, you're probably going to get a positive review, and they do live for those reviews.
They do, yeah.
A lot of companies do it the right way, and people brag on them all the time.
Yeah, everybody always asks me, is it worth posting a review? Is it worth going to the Better Business Bureau? Yes, because that's where people look.
Or Steve on your side. Thank you, Steve.